them high from me tonight. They got to see me.
I think if you got a guy like that, you go like that, 6'4", guy, you got to
Everybody watching tonight. So I tell you what, if we get fired into the next, you in the wrong business. We control us. We run this. And anybody coming out house.
They got Jordan Davis last season. They bring Fletcher Cox back to Philly. So I'm sitting there like, we need to put something on this offensive line to combat that. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. The Dallas Cowboys are headed to Glendale, Arizona for Week 3. But before we get into the preview, man, some bad news today. Trayvon Diggs out for the year with a torn ACL, man. Non-contact injury. This is not the news we wanted to hear headed into Week 3. We got a J. Lou back last week, and things were starting to line up in that secondary, man. Just talk to me a bit about how you're feeling.
I think, man, it just kind of threw a cloud on everything, to be honest, man. I think more than anything going into this game, I was more excited about getting a lot of our guys back. You know what I mean? I think more than anything, I was happy to get Tyler back. I'm like, Donald was coming back. And then for some reason, man, damn, it just seemed like we can't have nothing nice, man. Trayvon Diggs, I think to the start of the season, he probably was playing better than any cornerback. And I just kind of wanted to see this defense at full strength than anything, man. So definitely tough. Luckily, man, we got a pass rush. We got some guys that can step in. Jay Lewis coming back. Deron Bland obviously have to step up, but man, it's tough news for sure.
Yep, man. The football guys, they don't want us to be great, man. But you know, I am interested to see what Deron can look like, man, this season, man, with the weight that's going to be on his shoulders. But we do got Stephon on the other side, man. Smart move on Dallas to make that move in the offseason. But that's a big blow. That's a big blow, especially coming off that contract extension, man. That's not what you want to see headed into Week 3. But diving into the game, man. So we are heading into Week 3 with a plus 60 point differential, man, which is phenomenal. And I fully expect that trend to continue this week, man. As you mentioned, as far as the injuries go, we should see Martin Curse and Tyler Smith out there. Brandon Cooks is probably a little iffier. You got any news on that side?
I think he'll be back too, for real. I don't think it was serious as we initially first thought. And we should be getting everybody back, but then at the same time, you hear about Tyler Biadasz. It's news that he's actually on his report. He's getting MRI as well. So when we thought we was getting this offensive line finally in full strength, we got another guy going out. So man, you know what I mean? What are we doing on Thursdays, man? I thought Thursday was supposed to be the walkthrough. Take it easy. I don't know what's going on over there, man. Tough breaks all the way around the board, but if you want to kind of dive into the game a little bit, man, just going into this thing, you know, it sucks, man. Like when I was taking my notes and thinking about things that we had to do going into this thing, I think it was more so not just to knock them too much, not about what they would do, but more so us and kind of looking in that mirror and kind of working on some things that we need to work on going into this week, man. So obviously my emphasis was the red zone. 2 was just take care of the ball, man. Take care of the ball. You know what I mean? Kind of just keep things in front of you, man. I really don't see much on that side of the ball from Cardinals across the board. I just think we're the better team. And another thing was just injuries. I was like, look, let's just get out this thing scot-free. And then obviously we get the news that we get today, which is kind of crazy, man. But if you want to dive into the game, talk about, you know, some X factors, we can start on the offensive side of the ball as for us and how you think we're going to look this week.
To lead it off, man, offensively, Dak is sitting 44 of 62 on the season, man, just above 70% completion. Phenomenal start to the season for Dak Prescott, man.
No.
He's only been sacked once, so he does seem to be showing some improvement. Yes, these were blowout games, but he was able to manage those blowouts. You know what I mean? Offensively, I think we're in store for a big TP day right here.
No.
I think, I believe he's leading the league in red zone carries, touches. It could be goal line. I could be wrong on that. So I expect some positive regression for him in the touchdown department, and I think we'll see it this weekend. I think we can lean pretty heavily on the run game in this one as well. With the Cardinals too on defense, man, Budda Baker is probably the best player over there, and he'll be out, so that's a plus for us. Cook's coming back will be a phenomenal thing. How you feeling on the offensive side?
Nah, honestly, I feel like we can go up and down the field on them. I feel like it'll be another major game for CD. I don't see anybody checking CD this week. And really, when I thought about it, you said the right thing about Tony Pollard. I feel like it'll be a heavy game for him, and I think we'll continue to see a balanced attack, right? If you think back to week one and how it was, whether it was the weather or whatnot, I don't really foresee Dak, having a crazy game out here as far as the pass attempts go. I think we'll run some, and when we take our shots, we'll take our shots. As far as like players, I want to see. Look, I do want to see Gallup step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
See him have one target last week. Can he really fit into this offense? And there's some things like that is what I want to see. Let's work out those kinks and kind of see what we got going on with some of the players that really haven't had the opportunities to get in there and do the type of things we wanted to see right now. Like offensive line wise, like let's get that continuity going. Let's see Tyler Smith finally get back in there, get that going. Some things I want to see ahead of the San Fran game, obviously. But I think he'll have another efficient game. He'll probably do what he want to do, pick this team apart if we get up high. I'm pretty sure we will at some point. I could see us lean on the run game a lot. And then maybe who knows? Maybe we see a little Cooper Rush, a little bit more Deuce Vaughn. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Save some of your guys, get them out there for next week, man. And I don't think it'll be too much of a game. Maybe first half, second half. I'm looking at the point totals and obviously the spread. We're sitting at 12.5 right now. Just let you know I'm smashing that all week long. I was smashing that since I think 3 days ago. As soon as it opened up, I was on that. So yeah.
No, that line makes sense, man. As I mentioned, the point differential before, I think it's a 2-touchdown game easy. And I hope this team isn't looking ahead to San Francisco. And I don't think they will. I think McCarthy's doing a great job of keeping these boys on track. And I fully expect to see some Cooper Rush in the fourth quarter this week. And if I don't, I'm going to count that as a loss because I'm expecting great things this weekend.
Yeah, the boys is hungry. I don't really look at it as like a trap game or anything like that. Especially when you look at the Cardinals, I guess you could say they could be looked at as a rebuilding team, but look, they've been playing hard. You know what I mean? They was week one, they was in it. Week two, it looked like they had the Giants all the way to the end, and second half they just fell apart. Is that by design? You know what I mean? I don't know, but they do play hard. You know what I mean? I just don't think the talent is all the way there yet. But I mean, they do some good things. I guess if I'm saying something nice defensively, they disguise things very well. They try to mix it up a little bit. But as far as even rushing the quarterback, they send an occasional blitz every once in a while. But for a guy like Dak, I think he's gonna be dicing that apart, man. And then especially how McCarthy has his thing, allowing him to kind of process things fast, get to the line of scrimmage, see what's going on. I think once that gets into full motion, it'll be a long day for him.
A quick nugget too: CD's averaging 14.7 per catch right now through the first 2 weeks of the season. That's a phenomenal stat line. But as you mentioned, man, I think there is a huge, huge gap of talent between these two football teams, man. And the story going into the Giants was they were solid. The Jets are solid. And the talent gaps, I don't think, are what they are this week. This week is the biggest talent gap. I think that
yeah.
it's not
Especially,
good.
yeah, like I said, you said Buda Baker's one of their best players. Obviously, I think the secondary is a spot that, when on that team, I think we can attack and attack often. I see the boy Dennis Garnett. I think he's up to 3 sacks on the season. It seems like he makes some plays, high motor type guy. But he'll be going against Tyron Smith this week. I don't think you'll see much there. He was able to make some plays last week, but obviously Andrew Thomas was out. We already know, obviously, what that New York Giants offensive line looks like. But I don't really think it's a lot to talk about there, man. Who am I kidding, man? I don't want to seem overly confident, but I do fully expect us to come out here, put our foot on their neck, man, and we'll be racing the victory soon.
To switch over to the defensive side real quick, man. So this Cardinals team was able to keep Dobbs upright last week. The Giants had 0 sacks, man. They started off hot, man. They were feeding James Conner. I think obviously Conner's their best weapon, in my opinion, but I want to see Jaron Kearse locking down on Zach Ertz. I think that's probably the biggest threat coming from their offense. And quietly, man, Marquise Bell's leading the team right now with 12 tackles. And I just thought that was a fun stat to throw out there.
Now, Marquise Bell been balling. And it's crazy because I think going into this thing, I was thinking DeMar Clark was going to have this crazy, crazy season. And there's still time, but I think Marquise Bell is kind of outshowing him up until this point. But yeah, Jaron Kearse, we got a tight end race, and they got 2 good guys over there. Trayvon Diggs, he's another nice tight end. So they got the tight ends. I do like Hollywood, but outside of that, I just don't really really see a lot, man. Obviously, we'll have to hone in on James Conner. He's a tough back, gets tough yards. I think more than anything, we just got to kind of keep things in front of us. They got a nice little quick passing game going on, so obviously we just want to come up and tackle. And I think that plays into obviously getting Donovan Wilson back this week. I think he'll be obviously that enforcer again, and Dobbs. He seems like to run the ball a lot too. I don't know what has gotten into him this year, but we got a little history with Joshua Dobbs. We played him last year. Obviously Tennessee. He kept them in the game a long time.
That's right.
So I don't really think we can sleep on him from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But offensively, they got some weapons. I don't think it'll be enough. And you think about it, like James Conner, cool. But look, we just faced Brees Hall and Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? And then with Hollywood, obviously we just faced Garrett Wilson. So I don't really think it'll be anything surprising from that standpoint. Really, like I stated before, we just got to come in here and do what we do well. And as long as we do that, what I mean, I think we'll come to victory. And I don't really see us overlooking this team, man. The aspirations and where we want to go, we really can't afford it at this point, man.
No, for sure, man. And I expect a great game out of Micah as well, man. It's Josh Dobbs that we're talking about here,
Thanks.
and of the three quarterbacks that we've faced, Dobbs being the third, man. Zach Wilson, Dobbs, like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
I think DQ is going to be able to do his thing here, man, and get the boys firing on all cylinders. And I'm pumped to see Dono make his return. And that is Dobbs, bro. That's what it's Josh Dobbs.
But look, we got something more to look for now. I'm assuming we'll put Bland on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to see more of Jordan Lewis. I think even going to this thing before the injuries and everything that happened today, I thought they was going to crank his workload up. We was going to see him a little bit more than nickel. We seen some snaps from him last week. And I think now we just kind of sped that process up a little bit. And fortunately, we got this pass rush. Mozzie, I thought he played a good game last week. It won't show up on the stat sheet, but it was good seeing Mozzie get in there. Hankins, the boys up front are doing what they want to do. I could see a crazy game from the defense, man. For real, it's going to be crazy. Bold predictions, maybe a couple turnovers. I ain't even gonna say a couple turnovers. I could see us coming to this thing with 4 turnovers, maybe, and I would say a couple defensive touchdowns, man. So, yeah.
That's what, man. As long as we can not look ahead to week 4 and just play some disciplined football, man, I think we're gonna walk away Sunday feeling great, headed into playing San Francisco, man. Bottom line in this game, man, to me, like I said, it's Josh Dobbs, but this is a very, very undisciplined Arizona team, man. 17 penalties through 2 weeks, and I fully expect this one to get out of hand early, man. I had my doubts week 1, week 2 with it getting out of hand, but those doubts are gone week 3, man. I can see this getting away quick.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of opportunities, man. I just don't really see no way that they're really gonna stop us, man. So, like I said, let's just use this as a stepping stone week. We don't want to overlook them too much. I do think they'll come out and play us hard, man. So maybe first quarter, second quarter may look a type of way. I don't know, but if we get up on them fast, I think we can all expect what's going to happen there. They did play the Giants well last week. We'll get another look at the Giants tonight, obviously going against San Fran, and it'll give us a way to kind of look into this thing from the standpoint of seeing like is Giants really that good or is San Fran really that good? You know what I'm saying? They didn't look too good against the Rams last week either, so not to get too far away from it, but what I mean, they have played hard. You know what I mean? I give them that, but from a talent standpoint, I don't really want to sit here and go too. It doesn't require that. You know what I'm saying? I think offensively, I think we got the edge. Defensively, position by position, I don't really see any spot that they can really hang their hat on and say they're better than Dallas. It's just up to us at this point.
I agree, man. And as you mentioned, we got Thursday night football tonight, man. And then what does San Francisco do to the Giants, man? I'm really curious to see the outcome there. Yeah, I see this one getting out of hand quick, man. But I think that's pretty much all I got on my side. You got any final words?
No, that's it, man. And I honestly, I got a weird feeling that the Giants they may stick into this thing and maybe play a closer game than expected. And that's kind of a couple things that I'm looking for. I know we put the 40 burger on them, and then we kind of made it look easy, but I think a lot of people is just looking at it like the Giants were that bad. I don't really know if the Giants were that bad or we just did what we did to them, but obviously they're going to compare the two. And we'll San Fran make it look similar. Obviously, without a Saquon Barkley, but we'll see how this game play out, and then after that, we'll come back to the table and be able to, compare the two and talk about it a little bit more. But other than that, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe, man. It's been fun. You got any last words before we get up out here?
Do you wanna? Are we gonna get on post game Sunday?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be up in here definitely Sunday. Preview. We'll hop on pregame, do a little post game, and then somewhere in between that we'll talk some bets if y'all want to join in, hit a couple parlays, things like that, man. So yeah, we'll be back for sure.
Bet.
Anything else, bro?
No, that's all I got on my side, bro.
Aye,
Appreciate
man.
you all for tuning in. We'll be
All
back
right.
with another.
Peace.